those of you who haven't followed me over from Instagram or from my website, I am the author of the blog ENLIVENING ELLE. I'm a York-based yoga teacher, and after a bit of request, I finally got myself over onto YouTube. Today I'm in the gorgeous Yoga Revolution studio in York, and I'm probably going to be based here for the next few videos at least, so I hope you come to love this space as much as I do. We're going to kick off with a core-based flow. So a lot of times people think of yoga and they don't think of strength. It's a bit of a stereotype of old ladies stretching in church halls. It can be what it's about, but I think yoga can also be a lot more. If nothing else, I think thinking of the core as just six-packs. So your six-pack is quite a narrow way of thinking about it. Your core is pretty much your entire torso, anything that you use to engage your body, draw parts of your body into the midline and just look after yourself. The abdominals themselves, in the sense of the abdominis rectus, your obliques and all those accessory muscles, think of those as your kind of corset, the part of your body that looks after your internal organs, your rib cage, keeps you set up. But in terms of the core itself, think about the entire torso. Yoga for me is definitely part of my strength training. In terms of some parts of my practice, I'd almost say it borderlines on calisthenics, so when I'm doing my handstands and things, and I could not do that without core stretches. So this little sequence should be about 20-25 minutes. We'll take you through some of the poses and exercises that I most commonly integrate into my yoga practice to help bring core strength, so that would be abdominals and the wider muscles that help me feel strong and able to do yoga. So let's get going. Starting in a comfortable seated position, so for me that's cross-legged, for you that might be on your knees. I'm also going to go ahead and grab a brick. The reason why I do this, firstly we're going to be here for a couple of minutes, so you want to be comfortable. In terms of sitting cross-legged, having a brick lifts your hips up, lets the knees fall down, and generally is a lot more comfortable, particularly for your spine. So we're going to start off with a few moments of breathing to center into the practice. I find that really helps me to get ready for the practice, forget about the rest of my day. We're also going to turn it into a bit of preparing for the core. If it's comfortable, close the eyes. If that feels a little bit unnatural, you can just soften the gaze, taking it down the nose. And to start, take a first deep inhale through the nose. And then to exhale, open out the mouth and a big loud sigh out. We'll do that twice more. So inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. So you can get this final time through really loud. Inhaling, filling up the lungs. And exhale. Just coming into soft breathing in and out through the nose. If you have been practicing yoga for a while, you might want to take Ujjayi breath, where you can lightly constrict the throat to create an ocean breath sound. If that's not part of your practice, or if that's all new to you, then don't worry, we'll come into this in a future practice. Lightly engaging the core muscles now. Think about drawing the pelvic muscles in, the navel close to the spine. Let the shoulders soften down. And breathe in and out. Blinking the eyes open, ready for your practice. So if at any point you hear a few background noises, maybe some music or thumps, there is a coaching studio next door, and suddenly everyone has come in and it sounds like they're throwing a lot of kettlebells around. So if you can hear that, I apologise. If not, I'll just cut this clip straight out. So removing the block, if you had one, popping it to one side, and then come into your all fours position. Shoulders stacked just over the wrists, knees and hips more or less in line. Sorry, shoulders over the wrists? Yeah, I said shoulders over the wrists. And we'll come into a cat and cow posture. So inhale, think about pulling the chest through, and exhale to round, drawing the stomach in, pressing the floor away. Inhaling, lifting through, maybe even spreading the sit bones if that feels logical to you. Exhale to round away. You notice I'm moving the upper part of my back. I'm not just using the bendy lower back, so I'm not just doing that. I'm really trying to use all of my spine. Inhaling and then coming back to a neutral spine, so neither in cat nor cow or cow nor cat. From here, reach the right hand forward, so if you're going to shake someone's hand, and then exhale to take the left leg, so opposite hand, opposite leg, away, flexing the toes down towards the ground, so you're linking with the heel. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bring elbow and knee together, rounding through the spine. Inhale to reach, we'll do 2 more. Exhaling, pressing the floor away with the left hand, dropping the head. Inhale and exhaling. Bringing hands back down, if you need just to shake off that standing left hand, then do so. We'll come to the other side. So left hand reaches, think about shaking that hand. Right leg extends back. Exhale, press the floor away, rounding through. Inhaling to reach. Exhaling to round away. Inhaling, embracing any wobbles. Exhaling, final time. Inhaling, coming back. From here, step the hands slightly forward so you can come into a plank. So plank, you want your shoulders and wrists to be stacked over one another. You want your legs to be far enough away that you don't have to lift the hips up, but equally, you don't want to sag. Also think about pressing through the shoulders so you're protracting rather than slumping down. And then exhale, bend the knee so they're almost on the ground. Press stomach back towards the thighs into a hover cat. Inhale, straightening, bringing the shoulders forwards. Exhaling, hover cat. Really press the floor away with the hands. Inhale, back into your plank. Exhale, hover cat. And then from here, start to straighten the legs for your downward dog. Maybe bending one leg after the other. Feeling your way into the first downward dog for the day. Press the fingertips into the mat so that inner palm might even lift slightly. You're not just dumping the full weight into the heel of the hands. Perhaps coming into stillness, just checking the feet are about hip width apart. And if you're really bendy, just making sure that you're not overarching at the rib cage. Just press that bit forward so you can tuck the rib cage and keep the shoulders in line. If you find that you want to bring the hands and feet closer together or you're rounding through the spine, try bending into the legs, press stomach back towards the thighs, and you'll find that helps to straighten out the back and stop you moving the hands and feet closer together. We'll take a few vinyasas to warm up. So inhale, rolling forwards back into that plank. Maybe for this first one, let's all bring the legs down to the ground, knees down to the ground. Exhale, keep elbows tight to the rib cage as you lower, and the chest and hips will hit the ground at the same time. Inhaling, low cobra for your first back bend, and then exhale, tucking the toes, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Inhaling forward to maybe full chaturanga this time, but still have hips and chest land at the same time. Maybe upward dog, just make sure the shoulders are pressing down and the gaze is forwards. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once more through, inhale, rippling, rounding forwards. Exhaling to lower. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, downward dog. Take 3 breaths here. So just checking in that you've not slumped into an easier version of downward dog. You're still keeping it active. And if at any point you need a break, maybe your wrists and shoulders are finding this quite strong, then drop down to come into a child's pose. And then inhale, bring the right knee, reach it up into the air. Toes are still pointed to the ground, so you're not opening them up to the side. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow or tricep. Inhaling back up. Exhale, twisting to the left side. Inhaling. Exhale, knee to nose once again. See if you can hover as you round. Step the foot through. Inhale up to crescent pose. Maybe just bend into that back leg so the tailbone can tuck under. Take a nice inhale and exhale here. And then exhale. Frame the foot with the hands. Step the foot back. And then turn both heels down to the right hand side, ready for side plank. So you might find you need to bring the knee down to the ground, the right knee down to the ground. You might find you're okay to open up here, or if you're quite confident, you might stack both feet. Make sure you're still pressing into that floor, into the shoulders, so you're not collapsing, keeping the hips lifted. Maybe left arm extends, maybe the gaze reaches up to look towards the left hand. And then exhale, back through. If you need to take a break in child's pose, do so. If not, follow me through with the flow. Inhaling through your vinyasa, exhaling downward dog. And then we'll do the left side. So left leg lifts, leading with the heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling back up. Exhale to the left side, tricep or elbow. Inhaling, exhaling to twist. Inhaling to come back up. Exhale, once again, rounding, hovering maybe. Step the foot through. Inhale to come up. Maybe bend into that back leg. Again, to tuck the tailbone. Maybe it can straighten, maybe it stays bent. Inhaling and exhaling. Step the foot back, and this time heels go to the left side. Your choice if you're stacking or staggering. Inhaling. Keep those hips lifting high. And then exhale. Maybe it's a vinyasa again. And then wherever you are, exhale down onto the knees for your child's pose. Stretching the hands out or wrapping them around the feet. Reaching the hands back out, curling into your downward dog. And then either just by stepping forwards, or maybe you hop into seated, so my ankles cross so I can come onto the bottom. Ready for many yogis' nemesis, boat pose. So the key thing with boat pose is that the spine doesn't round. You want to keep it lifted and straight. So if you ever find you do start to arch back through, then just come into the previous version. I'll talk you through several different variations. Shoulders relaxed, maybe raising one leg, maybe the other leg raises, comes to join it. Maybe the hands come free. Maybe the legs start to work their way towards straight. We'll take a few breaths here, so you're going to have to breathe through the shake. I'm trying to talk through the shake, so that's interesting. Keep smiling, keep breathing, softening back if you feel that you're starting to round, keep that chest lifting. And then exhale, hugging into the chest. Just bring yourself forward, start to roll up and down the mat, massaging out the lower spine. And once you come to the top of your third row, cross the ankles, bring the hands down in either step, or jump. Maybe take the knees down, or maybe come into your full chaturanga, all the way down to the ground. So we're going to come into locust pose here to stretch out the abdominals that we've spent the last few minutes crunching, and we're also going to strengthen the back muscles. So the hands will come down the body. Imagine that the feet are glued into the mat. Inhale to lift up into your half locust pose. Keeping the shoulders down, chest lifting. Exhale down and turn the head to one side. Just do a shuffle down the mat, in case you can't see me. Then we'll come on to the second half. So this time your torso will stay on the ground and your legs will lift. So head comes back to neutral. Inhale to lift the legs. Take a breath here. If you feel the legs start to come wide, squeeze them in. They don't need to touch, but you don't want them going really wide either. And then exhale to lower. Head can turn to the opposite side this time. Maybe just shake out the hips. If it felt comfortable to you, we'll come into full locust. If that felt a bit strong, then just come into the version where you have the torso lifting. So inhale this time, legs and torso lifts. Head lifts slightly, but it doesn't crane all the way up. See if you can exhale without losing any height. Keep those legs squeezing in. And exhale to lower back down. Pressing the hands to come back into a child's pose. This time take the knees wide to go into a wide child's pose, reaching the hands forwards. Then the shoulders relax down. Get a little bit of a shoulder stretch in there if you wish, or keep it soft. Inhaling, coming back. Maybe staying on the knees and just bringing yourself to seated, or if you want to take a little bit more of an active way to the ground, back to your downward dog, bending into the legs, hop across the ankles, and come back to seated. We're going to come into a different variation of boat pose this time. If you need to take a break between sides, then just bring the legs back down, or if not, try and stay with me and keep going. So as before, the back is nice and long and straight. Coming up into the bent leg variation, hands can rest or they can be free. Inhale to prepare and reach down into a dish pose. Exhale to come up, we're going to go for 5. Inhale, dish. Exhaling up. Inhaling back down. Exhaling for 3. Inhaling. Exhaling once more. Exhaling back up. If you need to rest, the feet can hover down to the ground for a moment, or you can hold on to the legs. And then we'll come into a twisting variation. So inhale back. Exhale, hands come to one side of the leg. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. We'll do 3 on each side. Inhaling, exhaling, 2. Inhaling, exhale to the other side. Reaching for 3. Final 1. Exhaling up. Bring the knees back to center. Hover if you can. And then exhale to hug in. Rolling through. Just bring yourself round to seated. Take a moment to breathe through here. So we're working quite hard and fast here. That's a really good go. We'll just take a moment to wind down. And we've just got one more little ab exercise left. But first, give yourself a moment to connect back in with the breath. Just come back onto seated with the feet in. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips pointing down unless you have wrist problems, in which case this might be better for you. Fingertips pointing backwards. And then depending on how strong your core is or how open your shoulders are, either have the legs bent in or stretch them out. Inhale to prepare and exhale either into an upward plank or an upward tabletop. So your choice. Press the hands into the ground, really lifting the chest up. I prefer to keep the gaze forward. You can maybe drop it back if you really want to and the neck is okay. I quite like keeping it just tucked under. One more breath, keep pressing. And exhale, to lower back down. Crossing over at the shins. Reaching back into your all fours. And then from here, you might want to grab a block put between the L shape of your thumb and index finger, starting in a plank and lowering down onto the forearms. So having the brick there stops the hands from moving in. If you don't need it, then that's fine. pressing the floor away with the shoulders, with the forearms. From here, we're going to come into hip dips. We're going to do 5 on each side. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, dropping to the right side. Inhaling up. Exhale to the left side. Inhale, we'll do 5. Exhaling for 2. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to come back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Coming back. Final time through, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling, and releasing back, coming into your child's pose. Walking the hands back up, moving the root out of the way, coming into seated pose. From here, inhale, reach the hands up high. Exhale to twist. Gaze can be in line with the shoulders or turning around to the back. Inhaling to lift up. Exhaling, twisting deeper. Inhaling, coming back and around. Reaching hands. And exhale, twisting on the other side. Lifting the chest once again. Exhaling to twist. Try not to lean too far back onto your supporting hand, keeping that chest lifted. Exhaling to come all the way back around, reaching up and exhaling. I'll just turn onto the side so you can see the next pose. Lifting up and exhaling to walk the hands forwards. Coming into a forward fold. So noticing here that my chest is lifted, my gaze is forwards, I'm not rounding. Trying to think about doing the same. Keeping a nice straight spine by having that gaze lifted. Walking the hands all the way back up, crossing the shins to swap sides. Inhaling and exhale, we'll come to the other side. Walking the hands forwards, maybe on the forearms, maybe on the hands. Using your exhales to maybe encourage yourself a little bit deeper. Inhaling, walking the hands back up. Bringing the knees into the center line. Exhale to come back down. Lying onto the ground and then the knees open out to the side. Soles of the feet together. Loosening off the headband if your hair is tied up and you can't put your head all the way straight down. We'll breathe here in supine Baddha Konasana for a few moments, either the hands on the belly or open out to the side, your choice. So you can use this as a substitute for Shavasana, perhaps if your lower back feels a bit tight when your legs are extended out fully, having the knees bent in like this is a little bit softer. Slowing down the breath. Trying to have inhale and exhale for equal length of time. Perhaps inhaling for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Relaxing the shoulders down. This feels quite strong on the thighs. You can have bricks underneath the legs just to support them. If not, just letting gravity encourage the knees down to the ground. And then whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side, pausing for a moment before pressing yourself back up into your seated posture. Having a moment of stillness before you rush off with the rest of your day. Breathing, ready to bring yourself back into normal life. The eyes are closed, blinking open now. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, there'll be lots more coming soon. And don't forget to give this video a little thumbs up, it helps me to know what you like and helps other people to find it. If If you want, you can either include these postures into your daily practice, or you can come back to this video if you want a more guided session. And if you have any requests, pop them in the comment box below or send me a message. You can find me on Instagram at instagram.com/enliveningelle, or you can search me enliveningelle.com for all my blog posts and yoga classes. So thanks very much. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.